So they barely did it.
Barely did what?
No, actually, they didn't barely do it. They actually did really well. I mean, the Cowboys beat the crap. I mean, it was a...
Well, they should have.
Here's the beatdown.
Yeah, Philadelphia had a bunch of scrubs in, didn't they?
Well,
Quarterback wasn't in.
so the first... Well, without going over the whole game... no, anyway, so the season's over. I think they're 12 or 13-5, right? 13-4?
17-game season.
Yeah.
So they're, I don't know,
Did they win 13 games?
either 12-5 or
Yeah, I think it was 13.
13-4.
13-4.
What a fantastic weekend of football, though, man. It was great.
You know, the most exciting game was God bless it, where Pittsburgh
Yes.
was on the fence of whether they were going to make the playoffs
Sunday
or
night.
not. Yeah,
That was Raiders and Chargers.
the Raiders and Chargers. Here's the thing. Preston, my son, bet that the Raiders and Chargers would tie.
Oh. What would he have won?
$20.
Like, no, it was like $500. I think he bet a nickel. I don't even know what it was, but he was just like, yeah, I just felt they would tie.
They should have.
And oh my God,
They should have.
You know, and I was sitting there thinking, well, okay, so first of all, folks, this dudes like this, it's Podcast Tuesday. It's Dudes Like Us. My name's Sean.
I'm
Paul.
I'm Jeff.
Yeah, well,
We need to have a consistent order, don't we?
no,
No,
We don't?
just
No.
wing it.
let's
Damn it.
freaking wing it.
Yeah, this is
Damn
not
it.
scripted.
Yeah, I'd be
Damn
like, I'm Sean, and it's a musical.
No.
No, it's
we're
not
not
going-
doing Musical Tuesday.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
oh. All right. Well, anyway, so it was the Raiders and the Chargers, and it was a tie game. Now, if the Raiders win, they go to the playoffs. If the Chargers win, they go to the playoffs. If it's a tie, they both go to the playoffs.
Right.
That's the rule. But if it's a tie, they both go to the playoffs, and Pittsburgh is out.
And they were
Right.
already celebrating all day long.
At Pittsburgh?
Yeah, the fans were, because they made it into the playoffs. Because, what are the odds that a game ends in a tie?
Right.
Oh my
And-
God!
Oh my God!
Did it get close? I didn't watch it.
It was
no.
in overtime.
Oh.
It was in overtime. They went down the field to kick a field goal. And then the Raiders got the ball back. They went down the field and kicked the field goal. And then, or the opposite. And the Raiders got the ball back and they won the game. And, everyone, it was like seconds left.
Yeah,
And they were just like, dude, just down it. Just down it.
Well,
just fucking down it.
It gets even worse than that. So yeah, the Chargers
And
really didn't.
And the kickers barely made each kick, too.
No,
I mean,
really.
they barely skimped in there.
Yeah, the Raiders didn't necessarily have incentive to drive down and win it. They got to keep playing, right? So
It's the spirit of the game.
Yeah. So
you got to
it's third. It's third and
Plus
and
they're
long. They're
playing for
out of
John
field goal
Madden.
range. Okay, the Raiders are, and all the Chargers had to do was stop them one more time, and have them punt because they're out of field goal range, and then they would have ended in a tie. But the Chargers coach calls a timeout and stops the clock.
Oh, no. Is he getting raked over the coals?
Oh,
Yeah, that was the
oh,
stupidest
you
thing
have
ever.
no idea. You have no idea how they're shredding him.
Why did he do it?
'Cause
Well,
an
What's
idiot.
his
No,
reasoning?
but here's the problem, right? No team is designed to not win. No player, no coach, no team.
He
So
wanted
you're
the, he
saying
wanted
it's
the
instilled in
perfect
him-
package is what he wanted?
No. So
it's
so,
instilled to preserve time to make points.
well, I actually think it was because
He's an idiot.
they were exhausted. I mean, this game was exhausting, right? And so they needed to make one stop. And so I think he was wanting to give his team a break. I think he called a timeout so his defense could rest and get mustered for making that last stop.
Well,
So
he
it-
gave Raiders time to rest as well.
Well, he did, and he stopped the clock, and they didn't stop them. The Raiders got the first down on a long run, and they kicked a field goal to win it.
It's a
And
bad call.
Bad call.
I think
the clock
they
run.
should have done, and then both of them could have gotten in.
Yeah.
Said screw Pittsburgh,
Absolutely.
the Squealers.
And what's funny,
Yeah.
what's really funny,
Oh my God, there was some Pittsburgh fans.
yes, they
out
showed
in
this
the-
Pittsburgh fan. It was great.
It was like one in the crowd, and he was just like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, and you could tell
what
he
are
was.
the chances?"
He was turned to the guy next to him, and he was like, you could tell he was saying, that's bullshit. They're not even trying to get a first down. You know what I mean? He was complaining like it was
That's
a
exactly
conspiracy.
what he was saying.
I know he was. I know he was.
They should have done it.
They
would've been
should have. It would have
great.
been great.
Here's the reason why I think the Raiders didn't, because all they had to do was knee it,
Right.
and the game would have been over.
Right.
And they both would have been playoffs.
It
It would have been
didn't
a
matter.
win-win.
It didn't
Well, but
matter.
here's the thing: that had they needed it, would have been that's too conspiratorial, right? That's too obvious. But if they don't get the first down and they punt it, then even the Chargers would not have kneeled it either. They would have just kind of run it up the middle, try to make it look like they're doing something, which is what the Raiders were doing.
Right.
And all in all, the Chargers failed. They failed to stop the run.
They stopped that,
And that's ultimately what it boils down
that's
to.
absolutely true.
And the spirit of the game is to win. This isn't like soccer where you sit there and you kill the clock. Where this is the spirit of the game is to play. Not only that, the Raiders. This is John Madden and Madden's
Right,
team,
right.
and this game was dedicated to him.
Yeah.
And they were just like, "Nah, man, we're going out with a win."
Right.
And that was what was going on. And that's what happened.
I just don't like the Steelers.
Nobody
Wow.
does.
I don't like Ben
So Dawson
Roethlisberger.
and I were down in Houston watching the game, and we were just going nuts because it was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Not necessarily just because of the way it ended. That was like icing on the cake. If you saw Herbert, he completed on the final drive to get down to tie it at 32. He had like 5 or 6 fourth and longs.
Oh.
On that drive, Jeff. It was the most
You talking about the Chargers game?
Chargers quarterback.
Yeah.
To drive down and tie it at 32, they weren't like 4th and 1, 4th and 2. It was 4th and 9.
Very far left.
One was 4th and 21, and
All
he
the
got
way
it.
left.
He got it, huh?
Oh, he's brilliant, man. That's the one silver lining. And I mean the Chargers fans already love their quarterback. They already love Herbert, right? He's the real deal.
Right. Yeah, he seems to be pretty good.
Oh, he's the real deal. And they're devastated. I had a friend that
Right.
I was texting that night, and he just like
Mr. Producer,
he's not over it.
It's the far right there to the right.
So
Whatever.
what are you looking for the game stats of the game?
Yeah, he had him up, but
Yeah, go back one. Oh gosh. Oh,
Gosh. What are we doing here?
Never mind. Oh no, hold on. You had it right there. Stop. Go to the far right. It says Chargers and Raiders. Go down. That's it. That game right there. So what do you want to see? Do you want to see like the stats of that game?
well,
No,
you were talking
I
about it,
don't.
so he was looking to bring up any kind of
okay.
recaps of the game, but
But I would, if you see it on TV, like you see it on like NFL Network or something, replay or something.
well,
go back and watch the game. I'm telling you guys, it was probably
it
one of the
was a
greatest
nail
games
biter
I've
for
ever
sure.
seen.
But I'll tell you, but going back to the Dallas Cowboy game, that was interesting from the perspective that that was the first 5 touchdown game that Dak Prescott ever thrown.
51 to what? 51 to 24, something crazy like
How
that.
did he do for you for
They
fantasy?
did 27. Oh yeah,
get
he
20?
scored a shitload. Dick.
Yeah.
So it was
Little
27.
late, right?
A little late for
And,
that.
and actually, 27 is actually pretty good. I mean, to score 27, I mean that's a lot of points on a defense. So,
Right.
Great they scored 50 something, but still, you allowed 27
Yeah,
points
I was
to
still
go.
concerned about the Cowboys.
But the point I'm
Still
bringing
am.
up is that Dak he threw 5 touchdowns to 4 different people.
That's good.
I
Nice.
mean, that's a lot.
That's
and
good.
then that's a lot. What's his name? Wilcox, number 1.
Solomon Wilcox.
Oh my
He was a
god!
Bengal,
I
I
had a
believe.
fucking brain fart. Whatever. Number 1 for the Dallas Cowboys. He scored 2 touchdowns. He's the guy had our first string wide receiver been in there, he would not have even played.
Right.
Right.
But he's in there now. He's made some great plays. I cannot believe I brain farted his name.
So who ended up being the number 1 seed for the NFC? Was that the Cowboys?
No, it was Green Bay.
Oh, that's amazing. You guys won 13 games and you're not the number 1 seed for the
No,
NFC.
I'm pretty sure. Well, Green Bay lost to Detroit.
Oh, Cedric Wilson. Wow.
Wilson.
So look at the standings for the NFC, Mr. Producer.
Yeah, NFL standings.
And I know Green
Yeah,
Bay
that was weird
it.
too. To be 13-4 and be on as a wild
It
card.
could be
Crazy.
Tampa Bay, Arizona, Green Bay. They all
I didn't
beat
understand
the
that.
Cowboys. right?
All right, scroll up for me real quick. All right, that's AFC. Oh, who's at the top there? I don't think I know who that team is.
Yeah,
Oh, Tennessee Titans.
and they have they
wow,
they
look at
won
that.
less games than the Cowboys did. They're 12-5. Cowboys are 13-4.
Oh God.
God, that tells you
I
how weak the
will-
NFC is.
Look at that. Okay, so you guys are tied with
Oh, we are 12
Green Bay,
5.
but they have the tiebreaker.
We are 12-5. I misspoke.
No, you're 13-4.
Oh,
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm looking at the wrong line here. Okay, so Green Bay and Tampa Bay are tied at 13-4.
How the hell did the Green Bay get up there?
They're really good.
they outside of that first game of the season, they've looked good.
They look really good.
I'm surprised the Cardinals dropped as far as they did, but they are 11-6.
Oh, they could have been 14-3. They lost their last game to the you said the Detroit.
49ers.
Did Aaron Rodgers
No,
play the last game?
Green Bay.
Green Bay lost to Detroit. They would have been
Are they still
14
busting
and three.
Aaron Rodgers balls over the
Oh, yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
immunizations?
big time.
I haven't seen anything.
I mean, he's playing. He's got the big middle finger up their ass right now.
I mean, people are like just dogging on him.
I don't
But
think
they're
he
not
gives a
doing
shit.
anything.
No, he doesn't
No,
give a
no,
shit.
no, they're not.
I
They're
mean,
not.
so the NFL is backing off, saying you don't have to be immunized anymore.
I mean, there's a number of players that have. No, they don't have a rule where you have to be, but you have to
I
be
thought
tested
that's-
if you don't.
Yeah,
Because
you have to be
Beasley,
tested.
yeah,
Cole
Beasley's
Beasley
not,
doesn't want to be.
yeah.
All right. Well, I haven't heard that part of it, so I just
Yeah,
heard that.
I think they were giving him grief because he didn't say anything.
No. What happened was he said he was immunized,
Right.
and that's a lie to everybody else because he was referring to how I have natural immunity. He didn't take the vaccine, and people thought he
Right.
was being deliberately, misleading
Right.
to imply that he had been vaccinated. And they just hate him for that, which I'm like, whatever, dude.
Thank you.
I'm not a fan of his anyway, but
You know what?
screw these other
Let's
people.
pause for a second.
Not a huge fan.
We kicked off this podcast downstairs. First of all, Paul went out of town to go visit his father-in-law with his son Dawson, and they went to go watch the Kansas City Chiefs play. I'm sorry.
Oh, good lord.
Tennessee
The,
Titans
the
play
Tennessee
the
Titans
Wrong with you.
and Houston Texans play.
Houston Texans. Right?
Yes.
You were sitting at the bar watching the Chiefs play. That's
I
what
know.
it was.
So,
So anyway, while they're down there, Jeff and I took an opportunity to, venture the landscape of the liquor alleys.
The
and
booze store.
We pulled up a few gems, a couple unicorns, and this one, the first one we're sampled tonight it's called Blue Note. Now this Blue Note, I don't know anything about it except that it had a funny, nice, cute little bottle. No, I'm joking.
it's out of Memphis.
Yeah, so it is a minimum of 3 years. Kentucky straight bourbon, 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. This guy is 120. Scroll down a little bit. All right, so it's 100 and I can't see it.
22
But
proof.
it's 122. It's so hot. I had to throw 2 big ice
Yeah,
cubes
it's
in there.
beefy.
Yeah, it's got some meat to it, definitely.
But it tastes good. It's got a nice pepper, pepper and
I could definitely taste the pepper on it, especially at the back, the throat. As Paul said, it was coating his throat,
Yes.
the back of his throat.
So I had
I like
Blue
to
Note.
have the mash bill there. That's nice.
I had Blue Note in Nashville.
Oh, is this the one you had to abandon?
But it wasn't this one. I'm like, it wasn't the 122 proof.
Which one was it?
So I guess they have an 80 proof and a.
Well, this is the uncut version.
There you go. So it must be. Yeah, no, I didn't see that one.
Oh, they got a bunch of them.
Wow, look at that. Where does this come from?
Blue Note 17. Is that a 17-year? Holy shit.
No.
No.
Is that
17
Yes.
years.
holy
17 years.
slap my ass?
Oh, we got to find that.
Wow.
Look at that. That's a beautiful thing.
It looks like a Pabst Blue Ribbon bottle, doesn't it? I like
So-
the nice advertising. It's nice big. So this Blue Note aged to 17. Oh my gosh.
That's insane.
Aged a minimum of 17 years.
Oh, so it
I
could be
wonder how much
180.
that thing runs for.
6
108 proof.
$63. I bet it's expensive. Over $100.
How much was the one where we have right now?
I don't remember. I don't want to.
$40, $50.
It was somewhere in there. It was definitely not over 50. It was.
That's a good find.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a nice taste to it.
Yeah, it's
I don't
good.
really have a whole lot of negative, except that it's so strong.
Right.
But you got to enjoy it. You got to throw a couple cubes in there. I can't
Yeah.
even talk.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
Jeff
'cause
pulled
your-
out the
Your
fucking
tongue is numb.
a 12-year.
Yeah.
Yes, Knob Creek.
Yeah, we'll have that one at halftime. Not
Yeah,
Creek
I'm looking
12
forward to that.
Me too.
And that
I
was,
wanted to start with the heavier one so that we get
Get rolling.
get this thing going. We got a lot to talk about, man. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, and
There
there's a
are.
lot of fun stuff coming up. Very excited.
Yeah, so this is the second podcast of the year.
Is it really?
correct.
Correct. The
Wow.
second one in January, and something happened in between the first one and the second one. That massive, coup attempt, insurrection.
What?
Oh, you talking
What
about
was-
last year?
Last year.
No, I know.
Oh, they
but
had the
anniversary of it.
celebration. Yeah, the
The
anniversary.
anniversary of it.
Paul's being coy.
Oh,
I'm being
Lord.
coy.
The January 6th insurrection, which really should be called the Fed surrection. You know,
It
Insurrection.
was just a riot. It wasn't an insurrection.
Man. And here's the thing. I don't even.
Yeah, they weren't
even
trying to
if it wa-
overthrow the government.
It was a violent protest.
Yes.
But the thing is, and even you on the podcast, Paul, you, it's a dark day in history.
No, it was a
Yeah.
bad deal.
Man, no, it was a bad deal, but not from the point that it was a bunch of Trump-supporting deplorables going in there and raising Cain. That wasn't what was going on. It definitely sure wasn't the spirit of it. They
Right.
had a bunch of people in there that were
Set it up.
coaxing people to act up.
It was engineered.
And-
I have no question. I have no
You
doubt
know,
in my mind.
And
After watching
you
what I
go
watched,
back and you see some of the videos of the different groups that are going through there.
Yeah.
and-
So they're doing their little January 6th Inquisition or whatever they're calling it, right?
right,
Because the Dems are leading everything.
right.
It's a
And
somber day.
do you
Oh, the
think
committee. Yeah,
the
yeah.
committee? So do you think come the midterms, if the Republicans get in, they're going to do another study, except take a different path and say, who really did this?
They've been talking a big game. I mean, the Republicans have been saying that when they take back the House and take back the Senate,
Here-
they're already saying what they're gonna do. They're gonna kick
Here's-
these people off this committee. They're gonna launch an investigation into
Here's my
Benghazi.
fear.
They're gonna launch an
You
investigation
heard
into.
Ted Cruz already say it, and Tucker Carlson called him out on it, and then Ted Cruz walked his story back. Ted Cruz had said, "Well, yeah, January 6th, we were attacked by some terrorists."
Yeah,
And
he
those
got torn
words-
up. He got torn up for that.
And and I'm thinking to myself, what did you just say?
Yeah, he said it was a poor choice of words.
No.
That's
and,
what he
and-
said.
And exactly what Tucker was called him out. I was like, no. You don't say things like everything you say is calculated. You just don't walk up to the Supreme Court or to the Congress and say terrorist.
Yeah, is that what Tucker said?
That's exactly what he said. He's like, you use your words, perfectly. You use your words. That's part of what you are.
And then what did he say?
He just walked back. He just walked it back. Says, you know what? It was a poor choice of words.
Yeah.
I just, I regret what I said. And he started restating things the way it should have been.
Right.
But he didn't do that in the
What-
hall of Congress.
Here's the thing. Even if you don't know if they were plants, even if you don't know if they were drunk, even if you don't know anything about the
You
people
can't call
that,
them terrorists.
Well, hold on. If you watch the videos of the guys that are smashing windows, right?
Right.
They're smashing windows and they're knocking down barricades and they're spraying the cops with stuff. The vast majority of people didn't do that, of course, but the ones that did, I would call them a terrorist. I would call them a terrorist.
So even if they're, the Antifas, right?
Right. I don't care who they are.
Right.
Those guys who were doing that stuff.
So did you see
They're terrorists.
Did you see the Capitol Police guy who testified in front of Congress, and there's this video of him and getting pulled up out of the crowd, and he's now a CNN contributor.
Whatever. Oh my God.
The guy with the beard.
I'm so sick of people
Either
leaving.
either CNN or MSNBC. So he's the one who got up and started crying in front of Congress. They had those three cops up there, and he was up there crying and saying how bad it was and how bad the Republicans are and all that bullshit is.
What a
All Trump
shocker.
supporters, right?
What a complete shocker. And then he goes to CNN.
Correct.
Right.
How about the officer who shot the lady?
I don't think we'll ever figure that out.
Well, the officer who
Oh,
shot
they
the
named
lady
him.
was
They named him.
Ashley
Oh, did they?
Babbitt. Yeah, it was Lieutenant Michael Byrd. And
Yeah.
you know what he says? I saved countless lives.
What?
by killing Ashley Babbitt.
She was unarmed.
Yeah, well, in an exclusive interview with NBC News, Lieutenant Michael Byrd said he opened fire only as a last resort
Oh, really?
after the rioters failed to comply with his
through
commands.
through a door.
Use your
Yeah.
taser, bro.
Unbelievable. And why isn't he getting torn up?
He's in the chaotic minutes before he shot and killed Ashley Babbitt during the Capitol riot on January 6th. Lieutenant Michael Byrd focused his attention on the glass doors leading into the lobby of the House of the Representatives. About 60 to 80 House members and staffers were holed up inside, and it was Byrd's job to protect them. As rioters rampaged through the Capitol, Byrd and a few other officers of U.S. police set up a wall of furniture outside the doors. Once we barricaded the doors, we were essentially trapped where we were. Byrd said in an exclusive interview with the NBC News' Lester Holt, who I can't stand,
No shit.
speaking publicly for the first time since the riot, there was no way to retreat, no other way to get out. If they get through the door, then they're in the House chamber and upon the members of Congress, added Byrd, who gave new NBC permission to use his name after his authorities had declined to release it.
Yeah, after they guaranteed that he wouldn't be charged with anything. That's when he went public.
So Byrd's
Right.
connection to what was going on outside and inside building was his police radio. For several minutes, it crackled with a cascade of alarming messages. There were shots of officers down, screams for his colleagues under attack by rioters with chemical agents. A report an officer's fingertips were blown off. It was literally broadcast over the air.
Okay, so he panicked.
I mean, if you would have sprayed her in the face with frickin' pepper spray, she probably would have jumped back
Wow.
or tased her ass.
The bottom line is he got caught up in the moment,
Yeah,
thought it was worse than it was,
it could be.
and
Could
panicked.
Now, well, you have to think, what would you have done in that situation? You had this craziness going on, and you're the last
Well,
thing before
I'm
they
gonna
get to
play
the
devil's
Congress
advocate.
I mean, I
here.
think he thought he was doing his job. Yeah.
So imagine imagine a wall in front of you, and it's all glass. Okay,
Right.
Imagine a wall. You've got large panes of glass on the left and the right,
Right.
and you have two big glass doors and a glass transom above the door.
Right.
All right, you could see through the door because
Yeah.
it's glass.
Of course.
You can see there are chairs, 50 chairs stacked up in front of the door to barricade.
Right.
But yet they were forcing themselves through the door. That woman was. Now, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Why was she doing that? I mean, I don't have a logical answer. So you're like, does it warrant getting shot to death?
do
No.
you know for a fact she was trying to get through the door?
Well, they have
there's-
video.
There's video of it. She was trying to climb through.
There's video of it. They're trying to get
That's when
through
she
there
got
to get
shot.
through the door, and that's why
What the hell was she thinking?
I don't know.
Well-
That's the question. What makes you think
She was literally trying to climb through the door when she got shot.
correct? Yeah, shot her
You
in
know
the
what?
face.
Then if I'm going to be consistent with what I've said about other controversial shootings, what she did contributed to her death.
Yeah,
Just like other ones, right? I mean, we talked about guys that grab a knife and brandish it towards an officer, and the officer shoots them. Somebody trying to drive away when they're being, apprehended, somebody
Right.
shoots them. I mean, all these other scenarios where if they hadn't have made a decision they made in that moment in front of an armed officer, they would be alive. If she's crawling through,
So hold
I
on. There's a
thought-
video. There's a video here.
I thought she was in the stairwell.
So Lieutenant Byrd said,
No.
"No, see right there. That's her with the jacket, and there's the gun."
Okay,
He's-
she wasn't trying to get through the door. She was standing next to the door.
Well,
That's different. You guys made it sound like the window had been busted out and she was literally like halfway through the door.
well.
crawling through
There's
the door.
another video where it kind of showed her that she was kind of trying to do it, but I don't care. The point is, look, if someone's trying to get in,
I hear you. No,
you would
I'm,
be liable if the
Yes.
same thing happened in your house and you
I
shot
got
somebody.
you.
know,
I'm not going to criticize this officer. I'm not.
I am. I'm absolutely going to criticize him. There are so many different ways he
Jeff,
could have handled this.
I don't disagree, but in the moment, like you said, if he's caught up, I mean, think about it. This has never happened before.
So
the house,
this blame-
the house has been invaded, right? An insurrection. And
it wasn't invaded.
Well, hold on. And he's hearing the radio, and if he's being
Well.
honest,
Well, a lot
he's
of that
hearing
was just
shit. He's hearing all this.
buzzwords
I mean,
and.
you know,
But the thing
Whatever.
is that this is a failure on management. It was the mayor, who I forget who the lady is, and Nancy Pelosi.
Right.
When Donald Trump put the executive order out, I don't know if it's an executive order, put the order out to say, look, we're going to allocate 20,000 National Guard troops to be deployed in the event something bad happens, because anytime you have a gathering like that, there's a chance that something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they both shot it down. They have the control over it. Oh, well, if Trump says we're
Especially-
going to do it, we're not going to do it.
Especially the way things are right now. It's very tense right now.
But they have
Yeah.
layers. Okay, you guys know how the layers work in Congress for security. They
Yeah.
have layers of security.
Yeah.
So in addition, okay, so let's say he didn't call it the National Guard. All right, they still have layers. They have the internal police force there,
Right.
their own internal police force.
Capitol Police.
Then they have the riot Capitol Police, and
Right.
where they're on this gear. Okay, you guys seen on the news where there's a
Nothing.
line of these guys dressed in full combat gear walking off. There's like 100 of them. Nancy said they called them out. Like when they're going into the building, they're walking off. They're passing. The riders are passing the police officers, and they're in full combat gear.
Yeah, it would have been one thing if the Capitol Police
Why?
had declined the National Guard offer simply because they had, we've got plenty of officers.
You have riders out there pleading with the police. Why are you letting them through?
Right.
Shut this gate. Why did you call them up there?
I'm
I saw
telling
you call them up.
The whole
Why?
thing stinks, man.
And
The
it's just
whole
like,
thing stinks.
I don't, and it's just, man, I think
think
people
it's-
need to be held accountable.
Yeah.
That if they went in there, if these deplorables did some negative things, they need to be held accountable.
Well, I think
for.
it's more
Absolutely.
than just a simple riot that got out of control. I think there was some organization
Absolutely.
that
There was
caused
definitely
this.
clear-
I mean, there are people that have gone in and very meticulously pieced together pictures and videos, and they point out certain individuals like Ray Epps, right? They point out certain individuals and they show how those individuals were talking to other individuals, and they traced those other individuals. I mean, you know how internet sleuths are. I mean, there is
Right.
so much video and so
And
much stuff.
they were
They broke
tracking
this-
people with phones.
Oh, they broke
and
this thing down into
if-
so much detail.
If you were there, you were thrown in jail, and that's it just begs
Well,
the
it's also-
question.
it's-
No. But my point is, yes, the police did that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
broke down.
why,
and-
why wasn't
but
Ray
I'm
Epps
telling
in
you,
jail?
internet sleuths looked at all that stuff, and
Yeah.
they identified the team, right? The leader and the teams, even prior to the event, like the night before. They even found video of the night before of these guys, right? I
Them
mean,
preparing and shit.
preparing and shit.
Yeah, there's like a truck. And you got a bunch of guys dressed up like they work at Target,
Right.
with the khaki pants and whatever the shirt and the same color hat. They were all dressed the same,
I know.
and they've got these shields that they had that are the American red, white, and blue on there, and the flags. And it's just like there was a truck, and they were like, "Hey, Bob, how you doing? Hey, Jim, how's it going?" And they're all talking to each other, and there was like 30, 40 of them. I mean,
Yeah.
this was
and there
this was
a-
organized.
And there was a deal where one of the leaders, right? Ray Epps is one of the leaders, and they have him talking to another guy, right? And then that guy ends up going on top of the scaffold. He climbs up the scaffold.
Oh, with the
and he's got
megaphone.
a white and blue and white megaphone, right? And then there's another guy who is also seen with that guy, and then Ray Epps, he's got the exact same megaphone.
Oh, really?
So it's like they bought equipment, right? I mean, they're
Right.
like, okay, here are the megaphones. Here you go. Here you go.
Now you mentioned something about
It's so
Ray
ridiculous.
Epps came out and said something where the truth's going to come out.
Yeah,
you know?
they traced this guy down. He was on the FBI's most wanted list initially.
Who, Ray Epps?
Yes, get this. He was on there initially, and people are like, we know exactly who that is. Like, they're asking the public for help. And the
Right.
public was like, looking at the videos, and they're like, that's Ray Epps. And I don't know if it was reporters. Yeah, like a reporter called Ray Epps and said, hey, you're this and this and this. And he was still on the most wanted list, despite the fact that it was really,
Everyone knows where he's at.
really easy to find him.
Right.
Right.
Hey,
Meanwhile,
Mr. Producer, can you pull up some Ray Epps stuff?
meanwhile, they were arresting grandmothers in Alaska.
And they're still in prison.
who had been there, and they're still in prison.
Right.
And this guy, all right, so check this. So they talked to him on the phone, and he's like, I can't comment. And then he says, I can't comment, but the truth needs to come out. That's what he says.
Ray Epps, when you see him, he's an intimidating large guy.
Oh,
And
he's former military.
Former military. And they're showing pictures of people scaling up the side of the Congress, and which is really kind of absurd. But see the clothes that they're wearing right there with the hat and the pants.
Yep.
Those guys, they're all part of the same group.
Right.
Nobody dresses like that in real life.
So here's another thing about Ray Epps. Another thing he said was they weren't supposed to go in that way.
They went in the wrong way.
That's what he said. They weren't supposed to go in that way. And I think what he means is breaking windows and doing stuff that, they were supposed to just, I think they were trying to stage the most mild form of riot possible.
Right.
And then it got out of hand. Like there were some true, psycho fans, like psycho Trump supporters,
right,
that got wrapped up in it.
It's like mob mentality.
Oh yeah,
once it gets going, it just feeds on itself.
Oh, you whip up the crowd because that guy was up there going, "Move forward" in the megaphone.
Yeah,
move forward,
but you really did have some Antifa blowouts.
Oh yeah,
that were present there, and they made it well known. I mean, they were. Oh my God! I mean, it's just.
It's crazy.
It's so frustrating because it's just frustrating because this is the United States of America.
Yeah.
People aren't supposed to be getting away with shit.
No.
We're supposed to have our thumb on the pulse of life and what's right.
Yeah.
And I know people dog Trump. And who gives a fuck? He's an adolescent. Who cares? We liked the direction he was taking this country.
Yeah. All right. So let me say
it's definitely
one more.
better than what's going on now.
So let me throw just the last thing I'll say about Ray Epps. So then one day he disappears from the top 20.
Oh, yeah.
He's not on it now.
Yeah, they just took him off.
And they just didn't say anything about it. Like they were reporting every single time they found somebody on the top list, please help us identify this person, this person, this one. They would say, thank you because of your help. We were managed to, like America's Most Wanted.
Right.
And then suddenly he disappeared from the list and they said nothing. And they were like, internet sleuths are crazy. They go back to the Wayback Machine.
I don't know.
Okay, it's a website that it doesn't matter if you delete your tweet.
Time machine pool, bath hot tub, time machine hot tub.
No, it doesn't matter if you delete your tweet. It doesn't matter if you change your website. It doesn't matter what you change. Everything is captured.
Yeah, it doesn't go away.
I know, but it's captured in this thing called Wayback Machine. And so they can go back and go, yesterday at 4:00, Ray Epps was on there.
Right.
And now he's not. So you can't hide it from us.
They're like,
100%. That's exactly how they use it. And then, there'll be an actress who will send some crazy ass text or tweet, and then she'll be like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have sent that," and she'll delete it. Too late. Wayback Machine caught it. And so they go, yeah, and then they send that to the news, and the news goes all over it with it, and yeah, it's called the Wayback. Is that it? Wayback Machine? Internet Archive. There you go. Internet Archive.
I don't know, man. I never heard of it.
So the House panel dismisses unsupported claims about FBI involvement in January 6th Capitol riot. What does it say about Ray Epps? The conspiracy centers around Ray Epps, reportedly an Arizona man, who said he traveled to Washington, D.C. for former President Donald Trump to rally outside, which began shortly after a mob. All right, so they're just full of poo-poo.
Meanwhile, people are still in prison.
A year later.
A year later.
I don't get that.
With no charges.
How people can be using lasers to blind federal officers, taking fire, crackers and rockets and
in Portland and Seattle,
and just abusing the whole region.
And they're out at night,
breaking into small businesses and just causing billions of dollars in damage. Mayhem. Just chaos. But yet these guys, one of them's like a grandma.
Oh yeah.
She just happened to go there to support Trump, I think. Right.
Yeah. And she got, like when we've seen the video. At some point, they opened up the doors, and the officers were kind of
Like
inviting them
welcoming
in.
them in. Yes.
And so people, like regular people, like grandmas and stuff, were walking in, and they were staying between the stanchions and looking at the paintings, and they were in total awe.
right.
And then there's an exchange between a Capitol Police officer inside the building, and he's chatting. He's chatting with the people that are standing there, and he goes, and they're like, "Wow, this is amazing." He goes, "It is, isn't it?" And he goes, "But this is a sacred area. Do you guys mind not being in here?" And they're like, "Oh, okay." Does that sound like a fucking insurrection to you?
No, the whole thing was weird. The dude with the fucking pelt and the blue and white face and the
They
horns.
threw the book at that guy, and
Yeah.
he's just a harmless idiot.
Well, he was.
In which, by the way, it is an insurrection. That's what they're calling it. And guess how many people have been charged with insurrection?
Probably zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Well, what about the guy they threw the book at? So that guy they threw the book at allegedly,
not charges of insurrection.
What,
so the guy
trespassing or
that
something?
they allegedly threw the book at, he allegedly was part of mini groups for mini riots.
Was he a
that happened.
professional
Oh no,
protester?
No. He's just a
No,
He's a
they-
Trump rallier.
He's
never been convicted of anything violent.
But they found pictures of him at some of the. I thought they found pictures of him with the in Antifa events and stuff.
No. That guy's he's a psycho Trump Trump supporter, but he's been at a bunch of rallies. He's like a groupie almost.
Right.
Interesting.
But he's not violent. He just got
He's just
wrapped
an
up in
idiot.
the moment like the rest of them. Oh, he's a complete moron.
Oh, so while they were walking in there, and that guy was explaining, "Hey, look, this is a really important place, sacred."
Yeah.
There was a guy that was laying on the ground in front of the booth where they speak. So whenever you see video of the dude with the horn,
Right.
and the guy talking to him,
Yeah.
and the camera scans to the right, there's a guy laying there.
What's
He's
he
not
doing?
dead, but he was shot or something.
Ah.
And he had something going on where he was shot in the arm or something where he was alive and
Inside the chamber?
inside right there. I wish I
Wow.
I vaguely I vaguely saw the story on it. I don't remember exactly where. Hell, it could have been TikTok. I'm not saying it was false, but they were interviewing him later on and says, "Yeah, I was just laying there because
Right. It
you
hurt.
know, I was in so much pain
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
freaking move."
I had a cramp,
Yeah.
so I laid down to rest.
I had a Charlie horse.
So-
I ate too much and then ran.
So I hate to play this card, but so that was a black officer that shot a white woman, right? That was Ashley Babbitt.
Correct.
And had that been opposite, right? Had that been a
Of
black
course.
man shot by a white officer, would that have been an issue?
Does
Probably
the
not.
Trump trumps all of that?
Because
I
they're
think
still deplorable.
yes, I think that had that been a black man that was shot, it still would not have mattered
Correct.
because he was a Trump supporter.
Correct.
Okay, I'm 100% in agreement.
That's what I think.
Interesting.
Because it's not true that Black Lives Matter. It's Black Lives Matter that
It's certain lives.
like help your narrative. Yeah.
It's certain black lives.
certain
that
Black
matter.
lives.
Like
Not
all the
not
kids,
conservative Trump supporting Black lives.
like all the
We just need
murders
to
that are
stop
happening
talking
up
about
in Chicago. Those lives don't matter.
Right.
All those
I'll tell you
gang
what,
deaths.
those Chicago needs to get their shit together. I'll tell you one thing that Trump did that I was a huge fan of is that he had thrown 500 or 50. I don't know. There were federal officers that I think it was 50. He put 50 federal officers into Chicago
Really?
to help with the gang violence
Oh wow.
and the guns. And just kind of
they need it.
he just peppered them in there. Pardon?
They need it up there.
Yeah.
Bad.
And-
Desperately.
But they took him out, But that's what he had
because
done.
the mayor freaked out and the governor freaked out.
No, after Trump was
They
in
said,
office,
"Get your stormtroopers out of here."
yeah,
Whatever.
God.
That's what they said in Portland.
I'm sure the people in the
That's what happened in
neighborhoods
Portland.
appreciated it.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Well-
Outside of the thugs, I'm sure the
my
people that
God.
just live their lives, they probably welcomed that.
Oh, they were like, "Thank God for Trump." Is exactly what they probably
And then
said.
vote
when-
for Lightfoot,
right.
Gordon Lightfoot.
God, isn't her term up soon?
I don't know. It seems to be going on for a
They
very
have
long
100-year terms and shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, New York, they got a new mayor in New York.
time. Yeah, Eric
You know what's
Adams.
crazy about the Chicago situation? So, the mayor was it Lori
Lori
Lightfoot?
Lightfoot, yeah.
So you see how she's squabbling with the
Teachers union.
teachers union, right? So it's interesting because, like, up until this point, everything she's ever stood for is wacko,
Right.
completely wacko. And then suddenly the teachers they go on strike or say they're not going to go to school online only because it's unsafe for them. And then she steps up. It's interesting how she is stepping up for a cause that is traditionally conservative, and it kind of shows, it paints her in a different light. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Right.
Well, then you got to really think. All right, well, is she real or is she just trying to get reelected?
Well, I think there's
she's furious.
I think that teacher union is shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh, she is furious with the teachers union.
Yeah.
Well, it's just.
Well, she's not allowing them to log in to get paid.
That's right. That's right. They accused her of that.
Yeah, so they can't log in to get paid. So they have to physically log in order to get paid.
You know what? This is a city coming apart at the seams. I mean, it's.
Well, that's why you see a bunch of folks leaving Chicago and Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois is a bad state.
Bad
State to live in financially. I don't know about
just like
life, but just
apparently it's all the Democrat cities are having exodus going on.
Well, it is California, Chicago,
Barack Obama,
New York.
Did you hear about U-Haul? They asked U-Haul.
They ran out of trucks.
Yes.
What?
So they're always looking for indicators on who's coming and who's going, right?
Right.
And so I guess they were asking U-Haul, like, how are things going? And they're like, leaving in droves.
Out of California.
Leaving in droves.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
going to Texas.
They're having to curry trucks back to California, huh?
Yeah, wherever they're going, they're going to leave them there, right? They're not going back.
Yeah.
They say, "Hey, let me return my truck now." It's a one-way option.
You don't do that? When you rent a truck, you don't drive from like California to Texas and then
I'm going to take it back, get my
and then
deposit
drive back and then fly back.
Yeah.
Right, just to get the better deal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but they're all coming to Texas.
Yeah.
Did you see Facebook corporate is building their largest corporate office in Texas?
I know. Oh, well, Austin.
Down in Austin, yes.
It's still Texas.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, it is, but it almost isn't. Like,
right.
I think liberals,
man.
I think that's the only place where liberals probably feel safest.
Yeah, and it's tent
I'm not going to say
city.
safe. I'm going to say safest because Dallas is liberal, Houston is liberal, San Antonio is liberal, Austin is ultra
Mega liberal,
mega ultra uber liberal. But I think if you believe that Texas is evil, and you've heard all the rumors about Texas,
Austin to feel.
You go to Austin.
I'm going to be by my like kind.
To be safest. Yeah.
I'm going to be with my brethren.
100%. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I
It's unfortunate because it's
I'm
pretty.
not a huge fan of
it's pretty close.
this lifestyle that they're bringing on us with the whole tent city program and the lack of control.
I don't understand how come they can't connect the dots that says my state turned to shit because of A, B, C, and D. Let me move over here. Oh, well, let's. I want A. Someone else wants B. Next thing you know, you got A, B, C, and D here. With that bullshit, then you're ruining another state.
So
I don't understand how they can't connect the dots.
I do.
Do it to
So
me.
how do you handle that as a community? Let's just say we have a park. Yeah,
Texas way.
Open season.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're not going to get an
Open
argument from me. I mean, I'll whatever. No, I wouldn't. But
you'd install your little minigun urinator on your car and shoot like at them.
Well, I would. Well, so yeah, that is like
the water cannon.
The water cannon.
Yeah,
I forgot
you know
about
how they
that.
have like the little spritzing machines people have like outside their house
that was
for
completely
mosquito
stupid. Now it
repellent.
probably has some merit.
Down in Austin.
Oh,
Anyway.
dude,
You know
I'm
what?
telling
All we
you.
need to do is wait 6 months for a crazier world, and suddenly Sean's ideas start to sound plausible.
It's Mad Max philosophy, man.
Put some blades on the wheels.
Mad Max. Welcome to Mad Sean's world.
Well, I think it's a good idea. I think everyone should carry a Hornet killer raid can in your car.
God, what would that do to somebody's face?
Probably blind.
You know, it doesn't matter, but because
Really? Would it? I think it would.
It's a
If you squirt
chemical,
that in
right?
somebody's
look, I'm not
eyeballs?
telling you
I know.
guys to use it. I'm just saying, look, in a life or death circumstance, and it's you and a bunch of
Just buy bear spray.
folks that are.
That shit that fires like 30 feet.
What if you
Well,
have
that's what this hornet spray
What if
does.
you have a spray bottle of Blue Note and just
that would burn too.
right into their eyes?
They would be opening their mouths.
No, they wouldn't. They're all pansies.
God.
They're like dudes
Yet
like
another
us.
reason we don't have a
They're
camera.
not dudes like us.
in
They're going to
here.
be like, my eyes, he maced me. We're like, that's bourbon, you fool.
Oh, it tastes really good, but
Let
my
me lick your
eyes.
face.
Yeah, that's the problem. We spray it and we're like, "Ah." we go lick them.
Then you start spraying your mouth.
They start freebasing it.
That's not rat poison. That's Blue Note. Shit.
No, so the hornet spray. I mean, get some of that
it's
spray in
amazing.
your car. You know, I mean, I'm
It's
telling
amazing.
you, it's
The foaming kind,
it's-
where
no.
it like stick to their face.
well, whatever. The shit that
Wow.
squirts like 25 feet.
These are acid attacks. You can't do that.
You
That's
know
what I mean.
what?
Get
If
the bear spray
if it's
stuff.
between you and living, and you don't, and some folks don't believe in having a sidearm. And frankly, look, here's the thing: if you have a sidearm, I
Yeah,
mean,
that
I
bear
wouldn't
spray
feel
right
comfortable
there.
shooting a bunch of people. I mean, look, honestly, I wouldn't feel comfortable shooting a bunch of people.
Nah, me neither.
I mean, so if you have an alternative,
I'll spray them
Of-
with napalm.
well, I mean, look, that's man, I don't know.
Jellied gas.
There's like 80 people on fire. Yeah, burn, burn. I can't
So
shoot them.
I don't know
Lighthouse
if you
of white
guys remember
phosphorus.
those other
God.
podcasts. We're talking about
What's wrong with
how
you?
I
That's a
wanted
little-
to take my windshield
aggressive.
wiper spritzer and I wanted to put like some what is the pepper spray? I wanted to put pepper spray in my windshield wiper spray and then just redirect the spray of the windshield wipers, how it sprays out,
Yeah.
and just kind of like strategically place them in the front or the side of the cars. And
So
then,
they can't really see it coming out, but they like feel it.
well,
Oh,
well, yeah.
And they're like, where's it coming from? I don't get it.
You know, there's not
Yeah.
this big spray, but it's like
And
bugging
just-
them.
But what if your windshield gets murky and you need to?
Well, maybe you just buy an additional windshield wiper system, and you know,
Oh.
and-
Or you have one of those really loud.
like an additional system.
yeah.
So
It
you
can't
can
be
still
re-
squirt normal water on your.
Yeah, you don't
So
touch
it's
your windshield
dual.
wipers. You just
Right.
use
Because
the
I would
system.
imagine mace gets sticky and smeary.
Please don't make that hand gesture.
I think it gets
God,
smeary.
he's stroking,
This is the reason why we don't have video.
That's exactly
Between
why we
you-
don't have video.
filleting the microphone and you stroking.
Oh, good grief! And you having cerebral palsy over there? What the?
Yeah, there
Throwing
are multiple.
stones at us.
All of us are reasons why we don't
Yeah,
have a
there's
camera.
multiple.
All of
There's
us.
multiple podcasts where I was asking you if you were having a stroke based on what you were doing with your face. So whatever.
I was thinking what an architeuthis looked like.
Right.
Oh, well, that's the reason why your
What's
face
wrong
looked
with
like that.
you?
So,
All right,
anyways, the
anyway.
spritzing thing. So, what else would you need in a car to protect yourself? I mean, because look, some of these Antifa folk, they are showing up with, they've got a little riot gear pack.
Is there a way to?
that has a keychain? It's got a glass breaker. It's got a whistle.
Yep.
And they got stuff that they're ready when they come up on your car. They're not going to be. They're going to be bang. They're going to not. Oh, shit. What am I trying to say? They're going to use that glass breaker. They're going to pop your glass. It's going to break. Now you have no defense. They're going to throw an egg on
Hey,
your.
in the Middle Ages, they dumped boiling oil
Yeah,
I don't
off of
know.
the.
that's
the-
called your foot on the gas, flooring it.
Yeah. Well,
Well, what if you can't go anywhere? What if
in
you're trapped?
Texas, I think you're allowed to do that now, right?
Well, hold on. What if there's a car in front of you and a car behind you?
Then
Oh,
you
dude.
push them out of the way.
Yeah. That's why Jeff drives a fucking tank.
Yeah,
Nice.
let's
I
go
have
over 'em.
I have a Jetta.
Yeah, I'd go
Oh.
over you.
How would?
Well, you have
no,
a
no. I'm talking about me in that situation.
you have an expedition.
I've got a car in front of me. I'm like,
Yeah.
just bust your way out. Bang.
You've got a very
Ow.
beefy expedition
you
too.
go. Yeah,
I go nowhere.
with a towing package.
Yeah.
Oh, the expedition.
Yes.
Oh, I'll destroy everyone. That thing's like a what do you call those?
And put a
Truck
cattle
pulls.
guard in the front.
It's a monster truck.
Monster truck.
Yeah, I got a monster.
I wouldn't. It's just these are some really rough times now, and look, and they're not going to get better. We're becoming more and more divided, the left and the right. It's getting ugly, and I blame Congress. I blame social media. Who are we going? What are we going to do to correct this? How are we going to course correct the division in this country? And
We're
everyone's
not.
talking about
I
it.
think it's going to be generational. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I think it's going to come to a point where people are like, "Yeah, fuck it. We're not." doing
Actually,
it."
I think the only thing
I agree.
I think you're right. It's a distant future, and it's
Because this
something.
happened back in the '60s.
But it's also something that unites the country, right? There has to be an event that unites the country. And I hate to say this, but usually it's war.
Correct. or something really, really bad.
Right. It's like something happens against America where everybody, it doesn't matter who you are, agrees. Like 9/11.
like the COVID vaccine.
9/11.
They-
Oh, yeah. Everybody agrees about the COVID vaccine.
No. What I'm saying is that maybe it's going to come out that this COVID vaccine is all a farce and it's just spiked protein.
How are you going to convince 120 million people that have
when they
taken the vaccine?
die.
Oh,
when they die in 5 years.
wow, that's morbid, but
but that is the antithesis. That is the catalyst behind a drive like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
is
if that happens,
oh my God, this shit happened.
Well, if this happens, then the U.S. pretty much stops.
Well, we're
half of the population dies.
God, imagine that. If probably more. Well, they're saying also, the CDC came out earlier
be
this
the goal
week, and they said that
Pfizer.
of all the, I don't remember what they said, the deaths. I don't know the number. I'm going to say 1 million, even though that's not the number. I think the number is like 800,000, something like that. They said 75% of that. Those people were already sick of something else.
right. It wasn't COVID. They didn't die of COVID.
Correct.
So that means
We said that.
Right.
Yeah, we know we said that, but the
we knew
CDC
it.
is starting to finally come out, and they're starting to admit it. And,
Begrudgingly, though.
Yeah, and it's not getting posted anywhere. People aren't seeing it on the
know.
networks because they're kind of like, yeah. And the reason why CDC is coming out and they're saying this is because they want Joe Biden's numbers to go down.
Right.
You know, they're like, oh well, we need the real numbers to come out now. Now that Trump's not in office.
Guys, I've told you this. Like, let's imagine it goes bad, right? And the vaccine doesn't work, which we're starting to realize. People are starting to realize. They're like, you told us to go get vaccinated, and Omicron
And I got it 3 times.
blew this shit out of the water. And now it's spreading faster in vaccinated communities than it is in unvaccinated communities, right? So, I mean, I don't think people, I think not the smart people, the people that have pulled the wolves from their eyes, they see it. But the people who keep, watching CNN and keep watching MSNBC and just sit there going, what do I need to learn?
Well, there's people out
Teach
there
me, teach me.
who are
Help me,
way over
Obi-Wan,
the top
you're my
where
only
they
help.
they wrap themselves in plastic in order to see their grandkids.
Right.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that video where I think a grandmother.
I saw a video of a bunch of Asian kids, and they were all wearing these little moon outfits. They had a little backpack on them, and they were literally
in hazmat suits.
They were in like these little blow up hazmat suits.
See, that's
and
the problem.
There were like 100 kids, and they're all like, you do what you need. They're all talking.
That's the generation that's going to be screwed.
I know.
It's not going to bother us or our kids. It's going to be the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
I already told you. My wife
year-olds.
said that they're finding that these kids are 2 years behind.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
It's
at
going to
least right
screw
now.
with the kids. I'm glad our kids are not.
You know what
No,
really,
no kidding.
No way.
really, really grinds my gears?
What's that?
Listen,
Kamala Harris.
what really
Pelosi.
fucking irritates the shit out of me.
Adam Schiff.
You have a value of something, right?
A what?
Of
Like $1?
value. $1.
$1.
It's worth $1.
Let's start with $1.
Yeah. So if I have $1
Yes.
and all of a sudden that dollar becomes unique, and now if I bought tickets to the playoff game for this coming weekend.
Yes.
I think you have some reflux because of this.
Listen,
What
this
happened?
here's what's so disturbing. Okay, and I blame Ticketmaster.
You went and bought a ticket.
I blame Ticketmaster. I blame the program is flawed. Okay, because look, when I understand tickets cost a lot. Okay,
Yes.
you're
Yes, they
going
do.
to a stadium. You're going to a premium game. You got to pay a premium price. Okay,
Yes.
I get it, but I think it should be illegal for folks to go in there and buy all the tickets.
You're talking about
Scalpers buy all the tickets and then resell them. So I go to Ticketmaster and I buy the tickets. Okay, let's say the tickets are on sale at 12 midnight. All right, at 12 midnight 0.01.
Yep.
Boom, they're all bought.
Well, yeah, because
Scalpers.
you don't have one of those automated.
So the point I'm making is that I think it should be illegal.
You should be.
I
They
think
try
that
they try to stop that.
Well,
happening.
they're failing. So whatever they're doing is fucked up. Well, and you know what? They're not trying to stop it.
No, they're not.
Because here's the deal: when you go
It's not that hard to stop that.
when you go to Ticketmaster and
No,
you
it's
want to
not.
buy a ticket, they says, "Hey, look, this ticket was already purchased, but they're reselling it. They don't want the ticket; they're going to resell it, but they're going to sell it at this price." And now you're stuck with that price. So you go in and you're shopping and you're like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is up with that? That's fucked up."
Yeah, it is.
Well, people
It's
do it to make
fucked
money.
up.
They do it to make money.
You know what? That is not the business to be doing that. I mean, it's fucked up. And you know what? Shame on Ticketmaster for doing that. And shame on them.
Yeah,
I
but
think that if you purchase the price at, let's say, if it's worth $1, and you say, "Hey, I bought that at $1," guess what? You can't sit at that seat. I think the original purchaser has to sit in that seat. That's it. That would solve the
Well,
problem.
you can't resell it, is what you're
you
saying.
can't resell it.
You
So
can't resell it.
So you get sick or get called out of town. Or
You
something
can
like
refund it.
Or
You can get refunded.
time out. I have a solution. You can resell it at same price. Same price.
that. Yeah.
Ticket value.
Or
You
you buy the
cannot-
ticket and you
You
stand
can't sell
outside
it for
there.
more than the ticket price. At least
would
on the
solve it.
NFL website.
That would. Yeah.
Now, if somebody wants to go out to other places and just
Yeah. That
screw
open up.
people over.
Anyways,
That
look,
open up the third market.
that was fucked
ticket
up. So
sales.
Yeah.
I
well, that's StubHub and all those other.
we got
Right.
talking about. We went to dinner.
seat,
It was one of my
green seat, or
my daughter's
seat geek.
birthday, and we went to dinner and we started talking about the game and stuff. Oh, wouldn't that be kind of cool to go? And then all of a sudden, boom! I got a hard on, and now I'm going to the game.
And you were drunk, and so now you have $8,700 in tickets.
Well, I'm going to the game. I'm taking the plan was for me to buy like I think
Keep
the
going.
producer hasn't said anything for
Yeah, he fell. He fell
Asleep.
Asleep.
there. So the plan was to buy like 4 or 5 tickets. That was the plan, was to buy 4 or 5 tickets. Producer, see if you can look up what scalped tickets cost to go to the
How many
playoff
did you
games.
buy?
2.
You bought
But
2.
the plan was to buy more because I wanted, my dad was going to go. I was going to get a bunch of people. Austin was going to go.
Right.
And then they were so expensive. I
But
was
they
like,
had to do a credit check.
They need a semen sample.
We need your social security number.
yeah. But
Why? I'm just trying to buy tickets to a football game.
so
but
it was.
So you got 2. How much were they?
The for 2 tickets was like $14.30 something.
What about after tax and all the stupid fees Ticketmaster has?
Yeah, they have a lot of extra fees in there.
Processing fee.
I haven't
So
found
it
out.
was
convenience fee.
$8,800 after the fee.
I haven't. I don't know the total price on it, but it turns out that it's going to be. We bought a total of 4, so it's basically my brother-in-law and his son and me and my oldest son are going to go. Preston.
I saw some for $177. What did you get for that?
Yeah. I mean, look at those the tickets there.
Oh no, those are people that actually work.
Really?
You know, when you walk up and down the aisles with the beer, that's how. Yeah, you pay $800 to get into the stadium, and then you have to work.
Yeah. Go up to the very top row. How much are those?
Is this
That's
Jerry
ridiculous.
World?
Yes.
Fuck Jerry World.
So
and fuck
we
Jerry.
are on. Do you see the 400s right there?
That's not bad. Oh, that's just
no.
upper
It's
deck.
it's the small one. So they have the nosebleeds,
Yeah.
and then you have that little section there. We're in the little section.
Okay.
How much is the
Yeah.
standing room only?
I don't know.
On the
1100.
ends, right there. Click on that.
Those are miserable, though. I mean, you got to get there crazy early to stand at the front of the rail. And,
Standing room only, $177.
yeah, and then you're 6 people deep.
Screw
Oh,
that.
it's retarded.
I'll be at my
I'm
home,
sorry.
being able to shit in my own
There
toilet,
you go.
drinking my own beer.
Especially when you're high enough. When you're high enough at this stadium, you can't even see the field because you're the
You're looking at the TV.
yeah, the gigantic TV
The
blocks
TV
your
is
view.
impressive.
Oh, it's very impressive.
I mean, wow.
I've been there. I watched a preseason Titans game. I was there for the game where Jeff Fisher had a major issue with the TV, the big TV and all that.
Well, he thought it was a distraction or something?
Yeah, he just thought it was obnoxious and a distraction.
Who's Jeff Fisher?
He was the coach.
Head coach of the Titans. And so he
Well,
told
fucked him.
well, hold on. So he told the Titans punter to hit it. And he did. I was there. The Titans punter kicked the punt and it hit the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to make a point.
You mean the TV?
No, well, it was a scoreboard and TV, right? It's the
That
whole,
big thing that hangs over the.
Yeah, it's the
Well,
whole
they ended
apparatus.
up based on that and another punter. They ended up painstakingly at a extremely high price. They ended up raising.
Well, and that was Jeff Fisher was trying to make the point that it's too low, it's too obnoxious, it's too obstructive, and so yeah, he told the punter to hit it, and he did. It was
So they
funny.
raised it. They raised
They
it.
did raise it, yeah, and it
Yeah.
cost a lot of money, man. I don't know how much it cost, but
Yeah,
it cost a lot of money
I'm
to
pretty
raise
sure
that TV.
Jerry can afford it.
Well, it's amazing. I mean, Jerry
You probably got Arlington to pay
convinced
for
that. Well,
No shit.
well,
Yeah, he
maybe.
raised another more bonds to pay
TV
for
raising.
That's amazing how he
Raise
was able
that
to
roof.
manipulate the Arlington for them to drum up the money for Arlington to pay for that.
Yeah, it was like $1 billion.
Is that it?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not what Arlington came up with, but the stadium was $1 billion.
So they have
which is like a third of what they're going for now.
but they've got
It's just
Like the
make
Las
it
Vegas
stop.
one.
Make it stop.
was
How
like-
much was Vegas?
It was like $2 or $3 billion.
No.
Yeah.
It can't be.
And the one
But
in
they
Los
have-
Angeles. Yeah.
but they have also out there the new Texas Stadium. Is that one open? The Texas Rangers Stadium?
Texas Rangers.
Are you talking about the baseball?
Yeah, the baseball.
I
Yeah.
didn't find anything wrong with the old one. I thought it was beautiful.
Well, it's
Oh,
too-
it was
it's
hot
too
as fuck.
hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dome.
Well,
The
the
new
new
one.
one.
Yeah, the new
is-
one, but the old one, the old one was actually a really kick-ass design.
Yeah.
You know, it was all it was old design, old school looking, and it was the architectural was beautiful,
Right.
absolutely stunning. But it was so
Hot.
hot. I
It
mean,
was hot.
the sun was just on you. It was just.
It was
I mean,
miserable.
they were like,
No,
"Dude,
I'm
what
with
are you
It was
doing?"
miserable.
You were more interested on selling your design than you were on the function of what this thing was going to be doing. Did you
Right.
forget you're in Texas? You idiot.
Yeah.
You could have aimed it the other direction too, you know? You idiot.
So you bought tickets already, even though you don't know who you're playing.
I'm playing the San Francisco 49ers. Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that's right. You're
Yeah,
not
it's
the number one
49ers.
seed. All right. So my sister and I want to go to the Titans game, but we don't know who they play
Well,
because we're
they're
the number one
first
seed.
Yeah.
Oh,
We have a
God,
bye.
Here we go.
So we're the team that is so good that
I don't even know who. I don't even know
doesn't
who the
play.
Bang-
I mean,
I
how
don't
do
even know who the
how do I
Bengals
phrase
are
this?
playing. Who are the Bengals playing? Cincinnati Bengals playoff.
I don't. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, they're playing the Raiders.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
So that's the least seed. That can't be right.
I'm
That
pretty
can't be
sure.
right.
I'm
No,
pretty sure they're
the
playing
the bottom seed should play the top seed, which is the Chiefs. Chiefs are playing the Raiders. Pretty sure. No. Go to NFL playoffs. The Chiefs.
It's right there, January 15th. The Raiders.
So who are the Chiefs playing? Oh, I'm sorry. The Chiefs are playing the Steelers
The Stillers, the Squealers.
because they're the shittiest team, and
Yeah.
they shouldn't be there.
No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't be there. I'm sorry. They shouldn't. They suck, and they're gonna get crushed.
Yeah.
Well, you say that until they win.
No, they're not. They're not beating the Chiefs.
Really?
And you know what? I'm going to be this kind of a snarky comment. So this is what's his name last year?
Ben
Big Ben.
Roethlisberger.
Good riddance.
Yeah. I never ever
I
liked
think
him.
his stigma is going to follow him forever.
Yeah.
He's
Unfortunately.
he's a
His
rapist.
stink.
Yeah, he's a rapist.
Well, hold on.
He's a rapist.
We don't know what he was doing.
I know for a fact. What he was doing. He was a rapist.
Do you
It was
think he was
Paul.
getting a
And
BJ?
he came to Christ later, and that's great.
But
That's great.
Was he? Because
But there was
he
no
had his security guards
consequences.
out in the hallway.
Yeah,
And-
he posted people in the hallway. I think it was like a what do you call it? When all the girls get together and they all go out. It was
Bachelorette
a
party.
bachelorette party, and one of them got separated from the group, and he had her back in a bathroom down the hallway, and the rest of the group was concerned, and they tried to come down there and check on her, and his posse blocked him, and
Cock blocked him.
and he raped her.
Did they go to court over that?
No, nothing. No charges, nothing.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Nothing. No consequences. That's
Well,
That's what I
but
have an issue
look,
with. That's what I have an issue
Yeah,
with.
but still, I mean, I don't want to look. I don't like the guy, and I agree with you 1,000%. However, how do you know?
because that's what she said, and that's what her friend said, and I believe it.
Well, first of all, her friends weren't back there, so they didn't see it.
Yeah, but they
And
couldn't go back there.
girls are
Why would
conniv-
that be?
Girls are conniving.
And they couldn't go back there.
Well, dude,
Hmm.
look, they didn't want to be cockblocked, so he didn't want to be cockblocked. So he kind of like, he's like,
Dude,
keep him
come
out of there. Look, my point is that
Are you defending Bill Cosby too?
Why would I?
I'm
No.
being
Harvey Weinstein
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how you feel about Harvey?
and Epstein.
How do you
Harvey.
feel about How do you feel about Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh,
Yeah. I heard Epstein liked to bite the girl's lips.
like the little girls.
Well, whatever girl
Well,
he
how
was
would you know
banging at the
that?
time. Well, that's what they were saying. That was like
They.
a signature thing.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah,
Lip-
that's what
lips.
multiple
Just like-
ladies would say.
Just like they were saying that he wouldn't let the girls go down the hall to save their girlfriend from being raped by Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, I mean, they weren't saying that Epstein raped them. He was saying that when he was, coming, that he would like bite the lip at the time when he was doing it.
What? Such graphic.
that was very graphic.
Well,
Visual.
there
actually,
was
it could have
several.
been. He could have been more graphic. So I'm actually gonna I'm gonna take that win.
Look,
I'm gonna take that win.
Right.
look. I don't want to rehash this thing. Maybe if the producer could pull up something about the Ben Roethlisberger
No, let's not.
in the rape, because
He's moved on. Everybody else has apparently moved on. The
yeah,
NFL
but
certainly
what,
never.
A lot
what
of
about
people
that girl?
haven't.
What about that girl?
I will never.
Did she receive anything?
Oh, I'm sure she got some payoff because she wasn't getting anything else.
Well, do you
weren't
think that's
pursuing-
what it was all about?
They weren't pursuing criminal charges.
Well, if they're not pursuing criminal charges, do you really think they'd let him off? You think this is some sort of white privilege thing?
It's just like Ray Lewis.
Yes. Are you an idiot? He's a
So
prominent
is that Ray
NFL.
Lewis the one that knocked his bitch out in the elevator?
No, that was Ray Rice.
Yeah, only because they
Oh.
have video. Guys, if there's no video proof, these people get off.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, Ben Roethlisberger? Are you kidding me? We have an issue with this. Even Watson has over 20 women accusing him of sexual assault charges. No. Kicked off the team. No.
Traded.
Traded
He's still making millions.
millions. Now, is there video proof? No.
But there is of the
Well, now women
there is
know.
of the guy who
All the people
speeding
that
guy
have
the
been-
Raiders.
Yep. All the people that have action taken against them, irrefutable evidence.
Right.
Video proof.
Just like John Gruden, his emails.
Emails. Who was the Chiefs running back? They ended up going to the Browns.
Kareem Hunt.
Marcus.
He had video proof.
I was thinking Marcus Allen.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Ray
telling you,
Rice.
Ray Rice.
That was a bad one.
Bad one.
That was
Did I
bad.
knock that
Oh, he
bitch out of the
punched-
Knocked
elevator?
her
He-
out.
Punched her in the face, knocked her out. And
Well, she should
and then
have
dragged her-
stopped. She
dragged
kept
her by-
fucking nagging him.
I
dragged-
know.
She would be.
I know.
Bitch, shut up. Bap.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
I
You
thought the
don't hit
same
someone.
thing.
You don't hit them.
Really?
Well, you know
Come on,
what?
quit being a retard. No, you don't hit them. And she stuck by him. 100%.
Well, she knew
Really?
she was wrong.
Oh, when they were charging him, she was like, I'm not pressing charges. And the police were like, well, we are. And she's like, no, I'm not.
Well, the police can without her.
I deserved
believe.
it.
Huh?
She was saying I
I
deserved
guess
it.
the police can without her,
They
right?
did.
Because there's video proof, right?
Video, irrefutable proof.
Right.
That's
Just like
what it boils down to, guys.
well, it's just-
Otherwise, these people get off scot-free.
it's just like Aaron Hernandez, the tight end for the.
He's gay,
Patriots?
wasn't he?
Yeah, I guess what it turned
They
out
did-
to be.
They didn't
Oh,
have
they made a movie out of this.
well, they
didn't
didn't
they?
have
It was a
video.
documentary.
Oh, yeah.
A documentary.
documentary.
Yeah, so Dawson was watching that. We were in the car. I think we were driving to Colorado, and he takes out his ear pods, and I knew he'd been listening to that. And he goes, "Dad," I go, "What, Dad?" He goes, "Aaron Hernandez is the biggest moron ever. Like he made it so easy to get caught.
Right.
He was just an idiot."
No, he
and
thought that
and
he's gotten
Dawson-
away with it forever. He
Dawson
thought he was going to
couldn't
continue to
believe
get
it.
rid of
Dawson
But-
couldn't believe how
Get away
stupid
with
he
what?
was. Murder.
murder.
Is it so? Did he shoot somebody like at a club?
I don't know what he did.
There's a few of them that he got in trouble for, but he got arrested for shooting his. I don't know if it was his brother-in-law
I don't
or-
know.
Oh,
or something like that.
That's what it was. His brother-in-law. He
Found out he was gay. Right.
So the American player Aaron Hernandez received a life sentence for murdering his friend Odin Lloyd in 2013 after he committed suicide in his jail cell in 2017. He was revealed to have been suffering from a degenerative brain disease, CTE. What is CTE? Yeah, but there's so much more than that. Because, first of all, his friend, Odin
Cranial
Lloyd,
traumatic injury. I have no idea what that means.
Okay, well, if they're giving him a pass for being a murderer because he has CTE from football,
Chronic
give me a break.
traumatic incident.
well, I mean, it is duck, duck, go, and they kind of shoot straight. So,
Okay,
you know,
well,
but
they're just not censoring information. It doesn't mean it's true.
what?
Duck, duck, go.
Well, he had a relationship with his brother-in-law, and his brother-in-law was the one that he murdered, right?
Oh, they were gay lovers?
No, they were not. I think his brother, from what the documentary said, I think his brother-in-law found out.
That he's a gay lover
And-
person?
I thought they were like bumping ding-dongs.
No.
Ding dongs.
Well, whatever. They were doing stuff together.
Yeah, well, Aaron had a boyfriend
They were sleeving.
outside of his wife. They were what?
Sleeving.
Explain.
Is that in-sleeving? What is it? What is that?
Explain.
What do you mean
What do
explain?
you do? Yeah.
Well,
I don't
that's-
understand.
That's
Yeah, Paul, why don't you enlighten the listeners here?
based on the
what
pictures
sleeving
that
is.
Jeff sent me.
Oh, no.
It's when one.
I'm not involved in this.
Okay, I'm
no,
not going to explain it because I'm still undergoing treatment for the picture you sent me.
Yeah. So Paul,
I believe that was
Jeff,
Sean.
No, Jeff had sent a
No, that
picture
was you.
No.
that there were two
no.
penises that were uncircumcised,
No, they
and
they had a-
one
they had
of the
they had a
penises
slit
was
in them.
inside the other circumcision sleeve. So it's like one circumcision went and rolled over the other penis.
You know
so
what
they
it
were
was?
both ensheathed.
It was
on
kind of
one.
like a big snake eating another snake,
Kind of.
like a big anaconda
Like an
eating a
earthworm.
water moccasin.
Like an earthworm.
It was disgusting.
Well, Paul was
Yeah.
talking about the one where you wanted to use for our album cover.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Two-
Oh God!
That was the two penises scissoring.
No, that was horrible. That was where these guys
They had
had
a
taken
cut.
their
There-
penis and
Yeah,
they
there was a
slit
slice.
it. Like,
Yeah,
can you
they had to
imagine
cut
the
down.
head slit symmetrically down the middle?
Imagine two eels.
And then it opened the head
their mouths
opened up. It
open.
looked like a Pac-Man.
Yeah, imagine
Pac-Man.
two eels with their mouths open
No, I'm not going to imagine.
and they're
that.
French kissing.
It was bad.
That's when we were trying to come up with a
album
name
cover.
of
Okay,
our
really?
band.
An album cover.
That was his idea, an album cover.
No, that what?
I believe
No.
so.
You wanted that to be well, that's band names.
Was it like
Yeah,
was
those
it like
band names.
Was it called throat vomit? What was it? Dick vomit?
I don't know.
Cock scissor?
God, what do we call that? Cock vomit?
Cock vomit.
I don't know. We've had so many bad band names.
I don't think I
over
was
the
there for
years.
that.
Oh, you were there. What are you talking about? You weren't there.
You were an active participant.
You
think
were
we're-
like the one pushing the whole thing.
We were.
Yeah, you really were.
No.
You're like, hey guys,
Dude.
let's come up with the most inappropriate band names ever.
Dude, you were like Ross Perot with your charts and your fucking little screens, and you're like,
Like,
if we
hey,
went
guys,
this direction, then we'd
After,
go there.
after 4 hours, here are the top 10.
But I think it just shows. It just, no shit.
Wouldn't be prudent. What?
All right, moving on. Anyway, we're talking about Aaron Hernandez, whatever.
Have you
Well,
watched the documentary?
No,
it's
but you
interesting.
did.
I
It's
heard
interesting.
it. I heard it's
You
interesting.
did. So
It's
what
very-
did happen? Was he banging his brother-in-law?
No.
That never came up.
It was a childhood friend.
God.
When they were growing up, they became lovers,
Oh.
and all the way through college and in the pros, and
So he was banging him the whole time he was at Florida.
apparently
Interesting.
He was a closet gay
he was
guy.
a closet gay guy.
That's a big closet. Those are big dudes.
He was a big dude.
Yeah, he was a big tight end, probably 6'6".
You know what?
Not very tight, is what you're saying, right?
So that reminds me. That
I was gonna
reminds
shake
me.
my mouth.
No, never mind. I'm gonna pass. All right. So, what?
What? Huh?
What just happened?
I don't know.
That was Sean's butthole.
No, it was not. That was a
Wow.
recreation from Paul.
You know what? I am going to tell this story because I
God.
think it spans time. So my mom went to UCLA. Okay. No, UC Berkeley. Is that the same thing? No.
This doesn't have to do with the sleeve
Well, hold
or
on.
anything,
Check
does
this
it?
out.
Your mom.
So my mom went to that college.
She was a
and
photographer.
She was a zoologist of all things, and she actually worked in the lab with Carl Sagan. And he was,
Oh, wow.
And he was a total smelly asshole.
Stinky, huh?
And my mom was head of the lab, and Carl Sagan he was a total chauvinist and wouldn't listen to anything my mom said, and he was a total a-hole to her.
She kicked him out.
That's a little side note. Well, I mean, it's academia. Nobody gets kicked out of anything.
Yeah, but Carl Sagan isn't the one
Get
who
out
was
of
like,
my lab, you
he'd
smell.
be like Google and
Oh, yeah.
billions
billions of stars. And my mom's like,
stars.
what an asshole.
And how many
What
zeros
an
does it
asshole.
take?
What an asshole.
Isn't Google? Google is actually a quantitative number, isn't it?
Oh, like it's like an actual number that represents.
Yeah, Carl Sagan came up with the word Google. It was Google
No, he
was like
didn't.
hold on. This is what I thought I understood.
Sorry.
Is that I thought Carl Sagan said that there was a number.
Look at you. It's a Google.
They spell it differently.
They do.
The number 10 raised to the power
literally
of
Google.
100,
It's Google.
written out as in the
Look at
numeral
you.
1
I'm
followed by
impressed,
100
Sean.
zeros.
Wow.
Google,
It's not Google, but it's Google. Oh, do that again.
Google.
Google,
Google. Google.
Jeez.
You know what? I got a Google reason.
I thought it was Google.
I know of a Google reasons for why blah, blah, blah.
The 10 raised in that Carl Sagan. Well, I don't know if Carl Sagan came up with it, but he did mention
A
it.
cardinal number. What's a cardinal number?
You know, I've heard that before.
A cardinal number represented as 1 followed by 100 zeros.
A cardinal
That's an
number is
exponent.
1.
Well, that's kind of strange. A number
such
such
as,
as 3, 11, or 412, used in counting to indicate quantity but not order.
Okay.
Oh, kind of
All right.
like myriad. You know?
Okay, we got sidetracked with the Carl Sagan thing.
Okay, so this is odd. So
Okay.
the examples of cardinal numbers
God
are 1, 2,
almighty.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Suddenly
11,
now
12,
Sean is
13, 14.
interested in math.
You got us on Carl Sagan and the
Ah.
smelly
Okay,
butthole.
Okay.
All right, well, back up. So, anyway, so he was
so my mom's at UC
he was a
Berkeley.
stinky person. Your mom's at UCLA, and she
No,
loves
UC
stinky.
Berkeley. Is that the same thing?
UC Berkeley, so she was at the liberal school.
Yes.
Oh,
God, that explains why you are how you are.
And she was there to get a master's in zoology. What the hell? Right?
So she
Anyway.
Study zoos.
No, that would be microbiology.
Well,
Zoology is.
Zoology has zoo in it.
Be quiet. It's the little like little.
Flagellums,
They're
Spirochete.
microscopic shit.
parameciums,
Isn't that what zoology is? It's,
hydras.
I don't know. Anyway, so my mom was not. I don't want to say a partier, but
Paul's dick?
she.
Amoeba.
Wow. She used. There we go. See, they got pictures of zoology stuff. No,
that's
microorganism. What are you
microorganism.
doing? Why are you looking up zoology?
it's
is what you need to be
probiotics.
looking up. What is our producer doing?
So,
What is he-
but what is zoology? This is study
Yeah,
of
what is he-
animals in zoos.
What does he do over there? No, it has nothing to do with zoos.
What's in the word?
And here you are looking up phytoplankton. I'm asking you to look up zoology. ZOOLO. There you go. What's zoology? All right.
The study of
A
zoos.
branch of biology that studies the animal kingdom, including the
Zoos.
structure, embryology, evolution, classification,
So
habits,
this is all
distribution of
zoos.
animals.
So
Okay, so
zoos.
it's all animals.
Like
It's not
zoos.
just little.
Da Vinci.
microscopic
And,
Where do you
uh,
think zoo comes from?
Oh, be quiet. Well, I'm sure it does.
Zoology
I'm sure it does, but it's not a person who
studies zoos.
Well, it's the collection of
What are you doing
animals.
here? I'm here to study
I'm
this
here
zoo.
to. I'm a master
What do
at
you
the
mean?
study of
I'm a
zoos. And by the way,
zoologist.
this popcorn stand shouldn't be here.
Right?
And the gift store is about 20 feet too far to the left.
Your ticket
I
prices are
am a
10%
master.
too high.
Yes.
I study zoos.
I enjoy going to the zoo.
Okay. God almighty.
You know,
Can
I
we move-
enjoy going
Ugh.
down the
I'm never going
highway.
to finish this very important story.
About Carl Sagan's butthole.
No,
His butthole.
my mom never
Was it
talked about
greasy?
Carl
He
Sagan's
said it was
butthole, thank
stinky.
God.
So it
She
was stinky.
braided Carl Sagan's butthole hair.
No. UC Berkeley, she went out to a party and she was like she was single, right? Happy, college kid, like beautiful. My mom was beautiful. And she's at this party and like all these hot, big guys, right?
Like
And
fat or like football
no,
players?
football player guys. And they
Oh.
were football players.
You mean attractive? When you say hot, you mean like they were sweating?
They were attractive, and my mom was like, "Whoa, look at all these guys!" And somebody tells her, "Yeah, this is a gay party,"
Oh, really?
and she's like, and her words were, "What a waste."
Well,
So my point is,
so Carl Sagan was hanging out with a gay party?
Carl Sagan was not at that party,
Oh,
and
so
nor
why'd
would
you
he,
bring that up?
nor would he been invited.
'Cause
Anyway.
he smelled.
He smelled, and he was a geek. He was a nerdy geek, right? These were hot football players, and my
Gay.
mom was like, "Whoa, I want to date these dudes."
Well, if it was a gay party, why was she there?
well, she
that doesn't mean they were gay.
right. Well, who knows, right?
I mean, there could have been one or two, but does that mean all? She wasn't.
Okay, I'm just saying. That was my mom's takeaway. She found out that these hunky, manly men
So the football team
were
was gay.
Well, not all of them, but the
Oh,
ones
so
there.
from that
UC
point
Berkeley.
on-
What do you
Ones
want?
there. The ones there were gay, and she was like, "My God."
UC Berkeley.
Well,
She didn't see
they
that
spend
coming.
their time showering together.
Was-
and like,
was-
oh, look at this junk.
So, they start out playing football straight.
They're always hitting each
And
other in the
then
butt. Hey,
after-
that's a nice play. Smack on the
Ah.
bottom.
Well, I know-
After all those showers, they eventually just give in.
Oh,
Well, I know
dude.
Brandon said that
There have been a couple
he gets to
coaches
the
out
point
there.
where you
Oh,
just
there was
quiet.
lots of stories.
Penn State.
he gets
Yeah.
yeah that
that's
was
some
bad.
bad
What was that
stuff,
guy's name? Is
man.
he still in prison or did he die yet?
He
He might
probably.
have died.
I don't know.
I
What
don't
was
know.
his name?
I'm glad I don't remember it.
Me
but,
too. Pedophile.
Yeah, but seemed. I was gonna say he seemed old at the time, and that was what 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But that was
Jerry
bad.
Sandusky.
But his really, really
Yes.
good friend, he knew.
Jerry
the coach.
Sandusky.
Gerald Arthur Sandusky.
Sandusky.
Is he still alive?
Jerry Sandusky.
In prison?
No, he's still alive.
And the head coach, he knew.
Uh,
And he.
Rick. No, not it was
Pitino.
Pitino. Yeah.
No. That's
Oh.
basketball. Not Rick Pitino. Who's the coach that had to retire in shame
Yeah, he was small. He
for
had big
letting
glasses.
for letting him get away
Oh,
with
his
it.
assistant.
No, it's the head coach.
Sutherland was the assistant.
Jerry Sandusky
Or Sandusky, yeah.
was the assistant to the head coach,
Right.
who was a freaking legend, a god.
Yeah, he just
He let it happen.
Paterno, yeah.
Paterno.
Paterno.
Yeah, Joe Paterno.
Joe Paterno.
Yeah, I mean, his whole image got ruined.
Of course.
His entire image. Because you don't hear about him at all
He
anymore.
turned the other way.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, who does that?
I
was
don't
like,
know.
you're my good friend. I know you have this sickness. I'm just going to let it happen.
Yeah.
And so he would these camps would come. Camps would come to, and they would.
Well, he would set up these.
All right. Let's change.
Yeah,
on the
gears.
we got to
tour.
move on. That's just a sick
Yeah.
topic.
So it is. Your mom was hanging out with a bunch of these sick guys, and she
Oh,
went back to go
whatever.
work with Carl Sagan, which is kind of cool, actually. And
Yeah.
it's too bad to find out he was a jerk.
Oh, she couldn't stand him.
Yeah, and he stunk.
Couldn't
He
stand
smelled.
him.
Wonder how often he took a shower. I mean, did he just spend his time? Was he like one of these work freaks?
Well, those
that would
those
just work
those
nonstop?
college people, they're just like they're bohemian. I'm not going to shower. I'm just going to be greasy and stinky.
Right.
That's.
Interesting. So
I
they're
knew a
like
lot of
campers.
those. I knew a lot of those people in college where
But-
they just smelled.
Yeah.
They don't
well, I
shower.
mean, there's
They
a
don't
difference
take care of
between
themselves.
well, smell may work. I mean, stink smell.
No, it's just
You-
bo.
you can
just
smell.
nasty.
You smell
Reek.
bad.
Reek.
Yeah, it's-
think it's the
you,
word
you
we're
know
looking
that they haven't showered in like a week.
Oh God, I could never do that.
Yeah,
Well, that's not true. But I mean, I've never gone that long without it. But I've gone 3 days.
yes.
Oh yeah. I think everybody's gone 3 days before.
I can't stand it because my hair, my scalp starts to hurt.
That's exactly what always leads me to
Yeah.
like break the
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it bothers my hair
my
That's
head
odd.
aches.
or
'cause
the scalp, not the hair, but the scalp does.
I think the hair follicles dry
Is it
up.
because of hydration?
Yeah, I think the hair follicles dry up, and
I don't know, but it hurts.
that's exactly right. I was actually going to say the same thing. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So
Uh-oh.
that's what keeps me from showering.
Lady is barking, so it tells me that are we close? to
No,
podcast?
we have plenty of time. She's just freaking out over
Oh,
nothing.
She's just
The lady is our herder, and she does not like the producer leaving. She likes to protect him. She's gonna get a
Yep.
some sort of euthanization.
No, she just needs some CBD.
Yeah, she does. I need to buy some.
Dude, I'm gonna go buy her. I'm gonna go buy the stuff that your
Oh yeah.
what is that stuff? Your oh God, was it
Hydros?
Shelly's brother.
Give her hydro.
Shelly's brother showed up with some peanut butter that was like,
Okay,
It's
yeah.
like liquid
Well,
for
yeah, Shelly's
marijuana.
brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
from Houston.
oh man, this guy brought the real deal. That wasn't CBD stuff. This stuff was THC stuff. That's what you need to give
He
her.
had peanut butter, gave it to the dog to relax the dog for the 4-hour trip. And then he gets there, and the dog's like stumbling out of the car, and and we're all under the arbor hanging out, in the beautiful weather, and the dog just kind of looks at us with these
Hi,
crazy,
guys.
oh yeah,
What's
crazy
going
eyes, and then the
on?
dog just kind of
I've got the
lays over.
munchies.
I was
Stay there
like-
the rest of the night.
and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, she's kind of high."
She got some munchies.
He's like, "I guess I gave
Little
her too much."
indigo.
And Sean's like, give me a spoonful.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I'll have a PBJ.
I did.
You did.
No,
And-
I didn't.
Well, that's how you knew it was potent stuff.
No.
Okay. Ancient Chinese secret.
No.
Calgon.
Cow.
Cal-
Cal-
Calgon. Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Yes. I don't see those commercials anymore.
Wow, it's because that's like 30 years ago. Did you finish your drink?
Oh my God!
There's a whole-
Hours ago.
There's a whole
Oh
bottle
my
right there.
God, look how full that
I
is.
don't do the Evan. Whoa!
Well,
I'm
it's because
done.
I sip
Down
mine.
the
I
hatch.
sip mine.
Down.
It'll be nice and watered down by now. Some good flavors.
Oh, man, you know what?
I'm out of everything. I'm out of my
That
beer.
is really
I'm out of my
good.
bourbon. Yes.
No. Even though I put 2 big orbs of ice in there,
Mm-hmm.
the 122 proof
Yes.
prevailed. So when you looked at me and you were waiting for me to say something, my system was still in shock. It was rebooting.
The 122 proof fought through 2 cubes
Yeah.
to still impact you.
Yeah, that was kind of like, ooh.
Oh, we got to do more of that then.
Tastes really good though. I'm telling you, we've had some I've really enjoyed the last several months of bourbon. We've really hit some good ones. I'm really thankful that we're starting to step out of the Total Wine and go hit some of the other places because
Right.
they have some different stuff. Not
Yeah.
necessarily better,
Yes.
just different.
Well,
Agreed.
I think we found like this French lick distillery.
What?
Like the French lick,
Yes.
the 4 grain.
Oh yeah.
The Penelope
Yes.
4 grain is outstanding. The French lick stuff, I think we've liked all their
Yes.
stuff.
I
And
gotta,
then
I gotta tell you guys a crazy story. So I was down in Houston with my father-in-law at Total Wine. Okay, and we're checking out.
so
They
you
have
went there
Total
without
Wine
us.
down there?
We did
He went. Oh, he was bitching that he didn't go, but he went without us.
What?
not quite the same experience, but
you-
okay. And we're checking out at Total Wine.
Hey, was it difficult for Dawson to drink at the football game?
Not at all. Actually, well, he actually didn't. He didn't drink. He wasn't feeling up for it, but he could have. Absolutely.
Okay,
It was
sorry.
not
Go,
an
go.
issue at all.
You think it'd be hard or difficult to smuggle in a smuggler's delight into a football game?
Well, you just have to have your sling and do your thing. They don't bother you. No.
Do
God,
they
it's-
not check bags?
Oh no, they don't check a sling.
Well, you can't take purses in. It has
Right.
to be a clear purse.
No, I'm talking about a sling. Use your
Oh,
put it-
your arm?
Yeah.
Like when you're like
So
injured
I
arm?
can't
Yeah,
bring
put a
my
sling
I
on.
can't
You
bring
can't
a
bring your-
satchel.
No, it has to be clear.
No.
You cannot.
No,
Women
you can't do
cannot.
that.
Just like at the Star,
Okay,
the ladies
okay,
cannot bring
okay.
purses. You have to bring a clear bag.
I would do the sling with the bladder,
I'm not going to do this.
and I would put some peach whiskey in there.
No.
Beach bourbon. Yes.
I think what I'm going to do is
That can't be bourbon. Peach
I'm-
whiskey.
it was Jim Beam.
What?
Peach bourbon.
Jim Beam makes peach?
Yes, it was Jim Beam, wasn't it? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Jim Beam.
Can't be.
Jim Beam
Yeah.
Peach.
How disappointing.
I'm telling you.
All right, sorry.
Well, you know what? I tried. I didn't see you smuggling anything.
Well, because that was your plan. No, wait a second. I'm the one that smuggled it in with my sling.
But I gave
You
it to
asshole.
you. I gave it to you to smuggle in.
There it is right there.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah. That
For the
brings-
life of me, I still can't understand why you chose that. Of all choices.
They want $30 for that? Is that the
Seriously.
Okay, can I go back to my story?
No, hold on. No, we're gonna address this right now. Okay.
Are we? Okay.
This
Uh-huh.
Jeff and I went there to go buy booze. Okay.
Okay.
Jeff didn't say, "Hey,
Hey,
I think this is a bad purchase."
you son of a bitch.
Is he trying to blame me for this?
I'm not blaming you, but
I
I
think
think
he's trying to
I
co-own
think it's
it.
fair
No.
to say
I think
that
he's trying to
we
co-own
went
it
to the
with you.
store
I don't believe I was
to
there.
pick up some booze.
I don't think I was there.
No, he
Oh,
wasn't even there.
Whatever.
Okay, first off, Sean's never been to Total Wine
Selective
without
memory.
you. That I can probably vouch for that.
All right. Finish your story.
Yes, I'm at Total Wine. So they ask Alan, "Do you have a membership number?" And I said, "Alan, you don't have one?" He's like, "No, I don't have one." He doesn't have. He didn't care about any of that stuff. And I'm like, "But you buy like Bacardi all the time. You should do that." And I said, Fine, put it on mine, right?" And he goes, "Well, why would you even do it anyway?" I said, "Well, you can get $5 off every once in a while." And he goes, "Well," I go, and I said to her, and I go, I'm probably due for one." And she goes, "Well, when was the last time you had one?" I was like, I don't know. And she goes, "Well, you should have gotten one by now. Let me look it up." And she goes, You have spent $1,300 in the last 3 months. And I went, do not tell my wife that. And Alan turned and looked at me and I said, it's the podcast. It's the podcast.
No.
I swear to you, I was like, $1,300. What? And she goes, oh, you definitely should have gotten one by now. And I said, well, I am waiting for you guys to tell me that I have one. She goes, oh, no. That's not the way it works. You have to go to your email.
No.
No, you get the app.
Use your
and it
app.
tells you
Oh,
your
I don't
app.
have an app. I need to get the app.
Come on.
You need to start over because it resets this year.
Okay.
So get the app,
Okay.
reset it
Anyway,
up.
so she said it should have gone to your email. And it doesn't go to my email. It goes to Shelly's email.
And it's probably in spam.
So I went into Shelly's email, and sure enough, it said, you're going to love this. It says, congratulations, you've won a $5 gift certificate, expired the day before. Of all times, right? But check out how cool she is. She walks over to the manager, explains that I've spent $1,300 in the last 3 months, and she's like, "Oh yeah." And so she walks over and goes, "Beep," gives me a $5 discount. That was kind of cool.
That's a good feeling. While your father-in-law, Senior Alan, who was a guest a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have edited that. I'm ready to post.
is he ready to come
And-
back?
Oh, he loved it.
He loved it because I want
Yeah,
to
the next
continue
time
some of
he's
the
up here,
stories. Alan, because Alan was in Vietnam, but people don't know about Alan, which we need to bring this up. Is not one, not two, but three.
Well, yeah, but is he comfortable
Three
talking
Purple
about
Hearts.
that? Is he
Three
comfortable
Purple
with that?
Well, we
Talking
need to
about
find
it.
out. We need to find out if he feels comfortable about it.
I mean, he's certainly not going to talk about. He may talk about some of the lighter experiences, like there are some funny stories he'll tell about the camp or something like that. But then,
But there's some
guys, there's the darkest of dark stories that you can imagine in being in the thick of war. And
he brought up
and
Like
he
my
did,
dad, he doesn't talk about
Yeah, he
his
did-
military experience outside of drinking with
yeah,
locals.
yeah, and he saw the worst of it. I don't know about your father, but my father-in-law saw the worst of it. So he was. It wasn't like he was in the Navy and on a boat shelling the coastline. He was.
Oh, my dad was in the Navy. What are you saying?
Oh,
was he shelling the coastline?
No, he
Oh.
actually got out right before Vietnam.
oh, sorry, I
What
didn't mean
the
to.
fuck, man?
No. So yeah, so my father-in-law was in the Marines, and he was an advanced.
He was a grunt, is what he was.
No, he was in the Marines,
Was
but
it,
he
don't
was.
they call them grunts?
Jarheads.
Well, those were Army, not Marines.
Is it the Army grunts? Is it the jarheads or the Marines?
Jarheads are the Marines. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was an advanced. What do you reckon? Not reckon.
Reconnoitering,
No, what do you call it when you're
reconnaissance.
Rick and Morty.
reconnaissance? Thank you. He was a forward reconnaissance team, very small team, and 100% expendable. Meaning, their job was to radio back to like where the enemy troop movements are,
Right.
and to protect the larger groups of people. And they got caught in multiple scenarios where they had to lay low and hope they didn't get caught.
So they're like scouts.
100%. And they were out in the field, in the jungle for a month at a time.
Right.
Just hoping they don't die.
Yeah, no, and
And that's when he was
it
like,
gets
he
crazier
lost a
than that.
tremendous
a
amount of
lot
weight.
crazier than that.
All right, guys, this is a great. I'm enjoying 2022. This is a
Yeah.
great year so far.
It's been a good start.
We got to talk about some other stuff too coming up here. But hey, man, this is Dudes Like Us. We're talking about dudes like us. We're
Yeah.
talking about dudes like us that do things like dudes like us.
Yeah,
That dudes like us.
yes, sir.
I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
I'm Jeff.